Julius screwed up his face when his mother handed him the full trash bag. Not even trying to suppress a sigh, he took it. "Take Einar with you. He could use some fresh air as well," Julius' mother said, as if to answer his poor behavior. "I hate going to the garbage cans," he muttered, but his mother ignored him and instead added cheerfully, "Don't forget to wear thick clothes, or the Christmas cat will get you." "There's no Christmas cat," Julius wanted to reply, but knew better. He hated to go to the selective garbage cans, 15 minutes away from their home. They lived farther out on a farm, which meant he had to walk along the fields. The path towards the station was lonely and icy, and especially now in the dark, tedious to follow. Showing his friend Einar the object associated with the walk, they went to the front room. "Are you going to put on your new sweater?" Einar asked while looking for his shoes. "No," Julius scoffed. There was no use in using thick clothes when one only brought away the trash. It wasn't that cold outside. "I don't intend to stay outside for the next hour," he added, trying to lift his own foul mood. It was just trash, after all. Nothing one should get worked up about. And besides, a bit of fresh air would do them good. Frosty wind blew towards them as the two exited the house. A 1-foot-high blanket of white covered the area, about to grow even thicker from the never-ending stream of new snowflakes sauntering downwards. It was a nice view, Julius had to admit. Staying outside very long, however, was not his plan. With quick steps, the friends followed the narrow path, barely freed from the snow, which kept clinging to their shoes and trousers. Nothing but a soft creak of their steps seemed to fill the air. Everything was silent, peaceful. After slipping and nearly falling 2 times, they reached the garbage cans. "Careful there," Einar said with a smirk while pointing at a large frozen puddle in front of the container. With one smooth motion, Julius threw the bag skillfully into one of the holes at the side of the container, which the bag entered without much noise. Satisfied, the two turned to go back the way they had come. The side of the garbage station had barely been obscured by the thick snowy precipitation when they heard a soft hiss. "Is that a cat?" Einar asked, surprised, making Julius stop to take a look around. Only with effort he saw the glittering white fields and some lights in the distance, but none of the feline little creatures he liked to caress when encountered. Suddenly they perceived the creaking sound of someone walking through the snow. By the sound of it, Julius would have thought it to be something on 4 legs, something really big. A shiver ran down his spine as the feeling of being watched spread through his entire body. "He should hurry," Julius whispered towards his friend. As soon as the words had left his throat, a big, black paw swept them to the ground. Next time Julius managed to examine his surroundings, 2 large, yellow eyes stared at him, the slitted pupils fixed on him with a hungry glint. Julius didn't dare to breathe as their eyes locked and time stood still. The scared outcry of his friend was what brought him back to his senses and out of the hypnotizing cat eyes. He turned to his friend, who already started running towards his home. With bared claws, the enormous cat pressed Einar to the ground. A low growl rumbled in its throat as the fluffy tail lashed from side to side, throwing around clumps of snow. Julius felt paralyzed. The Yule cat was real. It was really real, and it was going to gobble them up like some frishy treats. "Einar!" he called out, running to his friend to help, but the cat only hissed at him and swiped him into the snowing field with its tail. Shuddering from the cold, Julius managed to dig himself out of the white flakes. The cat was already lowering its head towards his friend, uttering a deep, long meow as the mouth opened, revealing white, sharp teeth. Even Julius could smell the reeking breath escaping its throat, like the graveyard of 100 unfortunate souls. Getting a hold of himself, Julius thought frantically of a way to save his friend. Desperate as he was, he did the only thing he could. Swiftly he formed a snowball and threw it into the cat's face. Not waiting for it to work, he threw another one, trying to aim at the cat's blazing eyes. "Don't you have some rats to catch, you ugly moth-eaten furball?" he yelled at the black-furred creature in front of him. Seemingly understanding his words, the cat turned to face him, the tufted ears flat on the head. With bared teeth it got ready to pounce at the daredevil. Yet before Julius could find himself under tons of cat, he threw another snowball directly into the cat's eye. Shortly overcome by pain, it took its massive paw to clean its eye and face. Einar, who had gotten up by then, hurried to his friend's side. "Quickly, take some snow and get out of here," Julius said while already starting to run. He knew no stories of escaping the cat once its mind was set on eating a man, so he hoped the warmth of the house might persuade it to leave them alone. Their run was a short one, although they now could already see the farm's windows giving off the cozy shine. The Christmas cat was already on their heels, determined to catch its prey. Again snowballs were thrown, but the cat was clever. Whenever the attack came, it hit its face. Thus the snowy ammunition became useless upon hitting the head between the ears. Once the snowballs ceased, the cat sprinted after them with elegant movements. That way the fight continued, allowing the boys to cover a few feet of ground towards safe haven. Julius' skin prickled at the constant tenseness and fear of possibly being eaten every moment. Closer and closer came their destination. Louder and louder grew the pitiful meows from behind. Ready to risk it all, they both fell into a run as if the devil himself was after them. The cat followed, its footfalls shaking the ground beneath. Finally reaching the door, they opened it and fell to the floor in the front room. With adrenaline still coursing through his body, Julius got up to close the door in fear of the cat dragging them outside. To his surprise, the large version of the cute creatures he knew wasn't following. The wind ruffling its long pelt, it stood there and watched. The yellow eyes still blazing, the claws still unsheathed. For a moment they stared at each other again. In the end, the Christmas cat yielded and turned to go, its contours soon vanishing amidst the uprising blizzard. "That was close," Julius muttered, exhausted, while closing the door. "The next time we put some goddamn winter clothes on, you hear me?" Einar only managed to say, half in shock, half trying to joke. Julius himself only nodded at the statement, rubbing his frozen arms. After taking care of some deep scratches the cat had left on them, the two friends went into the kitchen for some warm tea. "There you are," Julius' mother said, still cooking. "I almost thought you had lost your way." "We just needed something to warm us up," Julius answered with faint joyfulness. His mother studied them for a moment. "You certainly look like you had some fight in the snow." Not eager to talk about it, the friends just nodded, agreeing that a snowball fight was the best explanation. Getting their tea, they both disappeared into Julius' room again. Together they peeked out the window. Large paw prints led over the field and towards the distance, most of them already nothing more than a faint outline.